using a bobber system, especially for walleye fishing, but also for crappies and sunfish. But a bobber system works extremely well for tough bite fish. The biggest factor here with a bobber system, you know, bobber is nothing more than a strike indicator and a depth setter. So that's what we have to really understand. Use the smallest bobber that you possibly can. And then when you're using a bobber system, don't just put that bobber into the hole and leave it sit there. You need to provide some jigging action or some movement in that hole itself to keep that bait moving, especially with minnows. Now with a dead stick works extremely well, but now you're offering the least amount of drag resistance. What you need to have is a soft tip rod, especially with walleye fishing, and then what you're going to do is just drop it down the hole, reverse hook your minnow, which provides a subtle action or movement, and that rod tip should always be vibrating if that minnow is doing its job, if you will, and replace your minnows every 8 to 10 minutes. You want to take maximum of time to get that minnow to struggle in the water, besides maximum scent. And then one of my favorite lures to using either for walleye fishing especially is the Gemini. This is not the only one type of lure, but it does work extremely well. And when you're talking about dead sticking, it's a fun way of fishing, and either system, especially when we have two rods, you can just take your rod and just put it, you know, along a bucket and just leave it as such. But it works extremely well. As I mentioned too, that the rod tip, if you've got a good lively minnow, that rod tip should be constantly moving. Of course, even with dead sticking or with the bobber system, you need to constantly move that bait itself. Works extremely well either way, but again, dead sticking is really preferred.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.